Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to our Pokemon Unite video featuring Sylveon here in the Master Rank. I finally get a game with her in the jungle, and my goodness, just like the first video I put out on Sylveon, I think this Pokemon is so much fun. If you guys have not played her yet, I definitely recommend picking her up. Her kit is like nothing, how do I say, like, no other Pokemon in the game right now compares to her kit. Her kit is actually kind of unique, which is, you know, every other Pokemon so far has been pretty unique, but her kit overall is just like a get in and get out playstyle. It is so much fun. It reminds me of like a hit and run, but it does a lot of upfront burst damage. It really does. Like, I'm sure you guys have played League of Legends. I'm sure you guys are familiar with Ahri. Essentially, her Mystical Fire is Ahri's Foxfire. It prioritizes enemy Pokemon over, you know, the wild Pokemon, and it hones in. You don't have to aim it or anything. It's really, really nice. Her jungle clear is ridiculously fast with this ability. And Draining Kiss is actually still pretty good. It gives you a little bit extra heal. Sometimes it'll keep you up in a team fight, especially with the item Shell Bell. Hey, like, I can't stress it enough. I use Shell Bell pretty much all of my carries. You know, Gengar, Sylveon now. There's a couple other special attackers I actually do play a lot of, and I think Shell Bell is actually really, really good with it. Now, I do use Buddy Barrier too. I guess it all depends on how I'm feeling and what my team composition is. I will sub out Shell Bell for Buddy Barrier. But look how fast she clears, guys. It's a lot better than Hyper Voice, because Hyper Voice feels really, really bad. Like, it does a lot of damage, sure, but you cannot turn like your projection of the ability once it starts. It just goes in that line, whatever way you're facing, it'll just go. You can't cancel it preemptively or anything, which is pretty bad. But by the way, she did get hot fixed as soon as she pretty much came out. Within 24 hours, I think she got nerfed because she was dealing way too much damage. But hey, here we go. Come down here, getting that triple kill like no big deal. Again, when you play with a decent team composition, especially in solo queue like this, it's very, very rare, right? And when you do, you generally just carry the game. Like, it just gets out of hand, and you feel really, really good, but at the same time, is it, you know, your team just doing really, really well, or you're just popping off? It's a little bit of both, right? Because you cannot play this game 1v5. You have to play, you know, team composition. You gotta play in a team sense, rotate for your objectives, try to help your team out. Because this is not like League, you know, not like Dota and Han, or what have you. We're on a timer. So, I mean, if you ain't rotating, if you're not helping your teammates out, you're not gonna be able to technically win the game 9 out of 10. And I think Sylveon gives her, like, she has so much mobility to be all over the map. So there's no excuse for why can't I rotate, right? There shouldn't be an excuse. You can be everywhere with her. Mystical Fire has like a really, really short cooldown. Chansey coming up here, Unite moving me. So I'm just gonna go ham. I didn't notice it at first because I don't typically get Unite moved by Chansey, because it kind of chooses somebody at random most of the time, to be honest. And from my experiences, I have not run into a super good Chansey on my team. I've played against some super good Chanseys, just not on my team, you know what I mean? Now, at the end of the day, we're sitting down here getting this duel off here. We got Mamoswine, you know, going against a Chansey here, or Blissey, excuse me. I keep calling her Chansey. You guys know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry. Anyway, so her Draining Kiss ability is kind of like a ping pong, essentially. Like, it locks onto a target, kind of like Charizard's Flare Blitz, and once it's locked on, it's locked on. Now, the further you are away from your target, the less healing, the less damage Draining Kiss is going to deal. The closer you are in melee range, the more healing, the more damage you are going to, you know, get. The Kiss is actually really, really good, and I think it's one of the best abilities in the game, in my opinion. Just because the amount of sustain it can give you in team fights, it can keep you up in team fights, it can actually make you survive a lot longer, especially if you have a support that's actually decent. That's pretty good. I don't think it's as strong as like Dream Eater from Gengar, but I mean, I'm biased when it comes to Gengar, let's be honest, but still, I think she's one of those Pokemon that's going to take a higher skill ceiling to perform well with. Just because, again, she has that factor of gotta go in, And if you don't know how much damage you can deal, or you don't know how much damage you can absorb, or what your team is doing, it's a lot harder to, you know, carry a game or win a team fight. Because her damage is not selective, it's randomized, essentially. When I say randomized, I mean like Mystical Fire, you know, will target, you know, enemy heroes, or enemy Pokemon. But let's say you jump into a 5v5 fight, you hop in with Mystical Fire, there's no guarantee Mystical Fire is going to hit, you know, Lucario, for example, out of all 5 of those, you know what I mean? It's a lot more difficult. But at the same time, the damage is still guaranteed because it will hit an enemy Pokemon. You don't have to aim it or anything, which is nice. Now, her base numbers from her abilities were super strong when she first came out. And now that she's got, you know, I guess how you can say nerfed, I still feel that she actually is super strong. Like, I don't think the nerf really hurt her too bad. You know what I mean? I think they touched on, what do you call that ability? Hyper Voice, which is fine. I don't really care about Hyper Voice. It's not really a fun playstyle. I mean, when you lose control of your character, no one has fun with that, right? So when you're sitting there Hyper Voicing, and someone moves like to the side, and you, like, now you're just sitting there like a derp, running at them. You can't deal damage because they moved out of the way. It feels bad, right? And you can't cancel the ability to start over.
You're on fire!
That Chansey right there, though. Chansey, Blissey. She is phenomenal. Hats off to her, guys. Like, she's been keeping me up in these team fights, let alone Draining Kiss. She is really, really good in this game here. Now, the best thing about her so far is look how much healing that she gets just from Draining Kiss, and it's such a short cooldown. The sustain is really, really good. And I'm also glad that I'm running into a lot more Garchomps. I'm not sure what's going on, but, you know, keep an eye on him. We're getting some new items coming up here soon in the game. There's been a couple leaks. I'm not going to post anything or mention, you know what I mean, down in the comments, but trust me. There's a new little item coming up here real soon. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. Hopefully, it'll bring some other Pokemon, you know, to light. Because I do think that Choice Specs, for example, it brings Pokemon in which we don't see that often come up more, you know what I mean?
The final stretch!
Like Pokemon like Gengar and stuff.
You're on fire!
It makes his damage a lot more absurd than, you know, than people actually realize. Just like Sylveon, it's free damage with Mystical Fire, it's free damage with Choice Specs, it just keeps scaling. It's really, really good. So just keep a lookout. I mean, we've all played Pokemon, you know. We all know certain items that are in there. We're missing a lot of items right now that we possibly be getting up here soon, which I'm actually super excited for. But I wonder what our next new Pokemon's going to be. By the way, again, this Blissey is like the bulkiest Pokemon in this game. Like, hands down. Snorlax, you need to move over. I've been sitting here chasing her for a second, right? Now, you could argue I shouldn't be doing that, but at the same time, I already knew my team's getting Zapdos anyway, so might as well just chase her down. But hopefully you guys had a fun time. Please play Sylveon. Pick her up, guys. Give her a shot. This is McPaws Plays. Don't forget to smash that like button. Appreciate y'all. We're so close to 500 subs. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to go ahead and head out. I'll see you guys in the next one.